For weeks, James Vasquez brought you to the front lines of Ukraine through the lens of his iPhone. Now, through the scope of a new vantage point, Vasquez shares with us new GoPro footage, which was mounted to his helmet, giving us and bringing us even closer to the depths of war.
I went there, I didn't know, what I was going to do, where I was going to go. I just knew I was going to get to the front line somehow, some way.
Let's go.
You just think, one of these shells, one of these mortars have my name on it. But you just kind of push through it. Otherwise, we'd all be sitting in the foxhole all day and not getting out. And just,
From where?
Scared to die.
It's a never-before-seen viewpoint.
What?
Go to that corner, brother.
Of clearing and monitoring Ukrainian villages on March 24th.
No, I'm exposing myself over there. Out of your mind.
But it's a new lens which shows us the complexities, tactics,
I go left, you guys take right. We got enough guns on the left.
camaraderie of war.
I love the smell of gunpowder. Where from? America.
God bless you. Welcome to Ukraine.
Yeah, thank you.
So my name's Rip Rawlings. I'm a former Marine Infantry and Reconnaissance officer. The highest command I held was battalion command, and I deployed 10 times. About 4 months ago, I went over to Ukraine, saw what was happening, and decided that I had to do something. Hey, there's just a couple things that we wanted to tie up with you. The first one is, I know that Ben had an opportunity to take a look at the motorcycles. One of the motorcycles is going over to your unit. Did you guys get a chance to take a look at it?
For both retired Lieutenant Colonel Rip Rawlings and Vasquez, they say this war is unlike anything they've seen.
I had an opportunity to go up near Bucha and Irpin, pretty much right after James had been left. He was fighting in that area. And so I was there, a while afterwards, but saw the damage and destruction and decided that I couldn't stand for it and we needed to do something about it.
What's it like for you to see this? Does it compare to what you've seen on your deployments?
This is a lot worse.
The atrocities are significant. It's,
God, I can't believe how many people stayed here. Can't believe how many people stayed.
it's almost too tough to talk about sometimes because, you haven't seen the likes of anything like this since, again, like you said, World War II.
Another civilian.
Colonel Rawlings and Vasquez linked up in Lviv to figure out a way to help former military and veterans fighting on the front lines.
We supplied night vision goggles, we supplied vehicles. We were able to crowdsource funds through people's generosity.
Body armor,
Kevlar,
helmets,
Kevlar helmets.
Now with a common goal in mind.
Did you guys have any more need for plates or plate carriers?
The two have joined forces to create Ripley's Heroes.
Yeah, I think there's a need for that.
They say the organization is providing logistical support
Whose artillery is that?
and non-lethal equipment to combat units on the ground.
There's so many different languages and so many different language barriers, but all for one common goal, which is to liberate this country that's just being slaughtered right now.
If it was 1939 and Germany was doing what it was doing at the head of World War II, what would you do? We're there right now. This is it. You have a megalomaniac ruler who is killing them wholesale, raping them, slaughtering them, and stealing everything from their country.
The fight Colonel Rawlings and Vasquez have seen is now at the doorstep of Congress.
This really is an extraordinary time, and we have two very special guests with us here today to discuss this. We have James Vasquez, who is a former U.S. Army vet. He has actually fought in Ukraine already. And we have Lieutenant Colonel Rip Rawlings, who's a former U.S. Marine Corps and has been heading up logistical support.
The pair has been invited to speak at the Congressional Helsinki Commission.
On February 24th, the free world watched in horror as war criminal Putin invaded sovereign Ukraine. For so many around the world who have devoted their lives to the cause of freedom.
To discuss their experience inside Ukraine and how the United States government can better support them.
The biggest issue that we have is that a U.S. citizen can go purchase a set of level 3 body armor, but you cannot purchase it and give it to a Ukrainian.
Together, they're pushing legislators to update laws which right now restrict the movement of certain military technology.
When James goes downrange, he's technically allowed to carry level 3A body armor helmet, but he's not allowed to carry ITAR regulated thermal sight systems with him. The difference between us and the Russians is that thermal system in a lot of instances.
But despite obstacles, their fight is far from over.
Once I got there, I didn't realize how much this was going to really impact my life, and how impactful it's been to me, since then. So, which is why I'm going back.
It's the final pack-up for Vasquez.
All I have left is my military gear, 2 suitcases I have to pack, and that's what I'm going back with.
His home is empty, helmet is packed. Now that you're leaving, what's the final message, the last message that you have for people who have been following your story that we've put out there, that you want them to remember, that you want them to know?
Just don't forget, just make sure that this story doesn't fall to the wayside. These people that are getting slaughtered, these people are getting killed.
Section 2 free. Let's go.
Everybody, gets pretty complacent. And when they're home and they're sitting on the couch and start watching Family Guy and forgetting about what's going on, I just want people to remember that this is not going away.
Right now we're clearing a village.
This is the return.
At the same time, attacking a Russian checkpoint. Clear to right, I'm gonna stay on the left.
Back on the ground in a fragile, uncertain war.
Tell him to keep his eye on the right. I'm on top.
The seeds of democracy are fragile.
Where people from all countries are coming together in the fight for democracy.
Think of yourself in 10 years and ask yourself today, are you going to be proud of what you did to stop Russia's aggression?
Shosh Bedrosian, News 12.